through the stars with powdered bone, on maps no kingdom ever owned. No sea, no road, no mountain line, only souls displaced in time. Her table floated in the rain, lit by candles without flame. Each mark she made began to move, as if the heavens disapproved. A quiet rhythm crossed the floor, like footsteps near a sealed door. Ceremonial drums began to breathe, low and slow beneath the leaves. Her voice rose soft, then turned clear, a silver thread the night could hear. Another tone replied above, not with mercy, not with love. Trying hard to rearrange fate, but every star she placed by hand dragged a memory from the land. Then came the map, break wide and white, a sky unfolding out of sight. Every path she failed to name, hoping once and burn the same. The rhythm changed, more restless now, less like wonder, more like vow. Bass moved deep beneath the chart, a pulse connected to her heart. Returned in fractured lines, reading signs from broken sky. She saw a city made of glass, a future built from what had passed. The final star refused its place, spinning near her hidden face. It showed a road no map could hold, a destination still untold. Calm and pale, reader of the broken trail. She does not guide, she does not say, she only marks the roads that even death forgot to name. She woke where the statues wept, in a garden no one kept. Black roses grew without the sun, fed by names of everyone. Her crown was made of broken glass, her throne was built from all that past. No kingdom bowed, no banners flew, yet every stone already knew. A low voice moved across the leaves, soft as smoke between the trees. The air turned silver cold and thin, as if the world had breathed her in. She raised one hand, the flowers burned. footsteps crossing ancient signs. Her voice grew sharper, calm and bright. A blade of sound inside the night. No anger lived inside her tone. Only truth carved into bone. The roses fell but did not die. They rose again into the sky. A crown of ash, a queen unseen, walking through what might have been. Ash queen, silent and awake, not here to rule, not here to break. She only came to claim the flame left burning inside every forgotten name. She found the lantern in the rain, hanging from a broken chain. No candle burned inside its frame, yet it whispered her name. The streets were empty, cold and wide, doors all locked from the inside. No footsteps marked the flooded stone, but she knew she wasn't alone. A pale voice moved through rusted air, soft and close, yet never there. It sang in fragments, slow and thin, like memory learning how to begin. The lantern pulsed against her hand, guiding her across the land. Not toward safety, not toward light, but deeper into waking night. Old bells rang beneath the ground, not from towers, not from sound. Each note opened something sealed, each echo showed what had been concealed. Her voice rose gently, then grew strong, answering the hidden song. Another layer formed below, a darker tone she didn't know. Then all the windows burned awake, showing faces made of rain. Every soul she failed to mourn, standing where the light was born. The lantern cracked but did not fall. It cast no glow upon the walls. Instead it showed the path behind, every loss she left in time. The drums returned in softer waves, like hearts still beating under graves. Bass moved deep beneath the street, a slow pulse under every beat. Her voice changed shape, calm and clear, no longer trembling, no longer near. She did not run, she did not pray, she let the lantern lead the way. At the end there was no door, only water on the floor. The lantern opened from within, and all the names came rushing in. Bone lantern, cold and bright, not made of fire, not made of night. It only burns for those who carry what the living cannot bury. No wedding bells, no golden thread, only roses painted red. Her veil was made of candle smoke. Her vows were words she never spoke. Each step she took erased the floor, as if she'd been there once before. A silver choir began to breathe, hidden somewhere underneath. Low drums moved like distant rain, calling softly through the flame. The altar waited black and still, carved into the ruined hill. No groom stood there, no priest remained, only fire without a name. Her voice rose pale and split in two. One was false and one was true. The second sang from deep inside her buried self she tried to hide. Then came the vow, bright and wide. A burning moon became her bride. The sky bent low, the candles cried, and every mirror opened wide. The rhythm changed, more solemn now, less like fear, more like a vow. Bass rolled deep beneath the stone, a sacred weight she faced alone. Her voice returned with amber grace, no tears remained upon her face. She took the flame into her hand and watched it turn to wedding sand. The roses bloomed and turned to dust, not from death but from trust. The altar cracked in lines of gold, revealing names it used to hold. Cinder bright, dressed in fire, walking past her last desire. She did not burn, she did not break. She only learned what vows can take. She found it coiled beneath the vines, a serpent made of fractured lines. No scales, no breath, no living heat, yet flowers opened at its feet. The greenhouse roof was cracked and pale, rain came through like silver nails. No gardener walked between the rows, but every root already knows. She heard a song inside the leaves, soft as lies the heart believes. Her voice replied without command, a fragile note across the land. Low drums moved beneath the glass, slow as seasons made to pass. Space ran deep below the clay, pulling buried names away. The serpent raised its crystal head and showed her gardens of the dead. Each bloom contained a face once lost, each petal carried someone's cost. She stepped between the growing lights, past crimson stems and violet eyes. The air grew warm, the paths rearranged, and every breath became estranged. Then came the bloom fall, bright and white, 1,000 flowers opening inside. smooth and blind, reflecting worlds left far behind. No temple stood around its feet, only wise beneath the street. A broken halo slowly turned, though no candle ever burned. She touched the metal with her hand and felt a voice beneath the land. Not a whisper, not a cry, but something old refusing to die. Deep drums move through hollow stone, slow as blood, but not her own. Bass rolled low beneath the air, a hidden weight already there. The statue's mouth began to glow, liquid words in silver flow. Her voice replied before she chose, and every empty window froze. Then came the shining flood, cold and bright, a river made of sacred light. The saint dissolved and rose again, wearing all the names of men. The rhythm shifted, sharp and clear, less like mercy, more like fear. The ground beneath the splitting lines, drawing symbols, drawing signs. Her voice returned in mirrored tone, not fully hers, not fully stone. Each phrase fell heavy, pure, precise, like judgment carved in liquid ice. The halo cracked above the square, spilling silver through the air. And where the statue used to stand, a second heartbeat in her hand. Mercury saint, cold and divine, born from metal blood and time. And time. It does not bless, it does not say, it only speaks to those who are ready to change. She came where lanterns never slept, where merchants sold what others kept. No coins were laid upon the stone, only secrets, breath and bone. A woman smiled behind blue glass, holding futures in her hands. Each one folded, sealed and tied with names of those who once had lied. The market moved without a street, its stalls appeared beneath her feet. A silver bell began to ring, and every vendor turned to sing. Deep drums rolled under painted cloth, slow and warm like hidden thoughts. Bass moved low beneath the square, a quiet weight inside the air. one had fire, one had shame. The rhythm shifted bright and cold, like hands releasing stolen gold. Her voice rose up, no longer thin, a song of things she buried in a bargain, burned across her palm. Not as pain, but heavy calm. The market folded stall by stall, until no path remained at all. She left with nothing she could prove, no map, no mark, no hidden truth. But when she spoke beneath the rain, the world replied with her lost midnight bazaar goes by dawn, selling pieces of what's gone. It does not trade in gold or flame, only the price of becoming someone else. She entered where the candles bent, their flames all pale and innocent. No priest remained, no hymn was sung, only wings where bells once hung. The ceiling moved in silent waves, 1,000 moths above the graves. Their bodies glowed with powdered light, like tiny moons afraid of night. She heard them whisper through the storm, each wing beat soft but not alone. Her voice rose low and split in air, a silver thread no one could tear. Roll beneath the nave, slow as hearts beneath the grave. Bass moved under marble floors, opening forgotten doors. One by one, circling where there was no sun. Each carried names in trembling dust, each one fragile, each one just. She reached the altar cold and bare, and found a mirror waiting there. But when she looked, she did not see her face, only what she used to be. Then came the windstorm, bright and wide, a living veil from every side. The cathedral breathed, the mirrors cried, and all the buried names replied. Changed, more delicate, less like sorrow, more like fate. The drums grew softer, yet more clear, as if the walls had learned to hear. Her voice returned in late flight, a chant of dust and broken light. sang the names the moths had kept, and every silent statue wept. The mirror cracked in lines of gold, releasing stories never told. Each fragment rose into the air, a memory too light to bear. Moth Cathedral, pale and still, keeper of the fragile will. It does not judge, it does not mourn, it only opens when lost souls are ready to be She entered where the bells were black, no road behind, no turning back. The floor was smooth as frozen night, reflecting faces without light. 100 statues lined the nave, each one carved above a grave. Their mouths were closed, their eyes were wide, as if a song was trapped inside. She breathed once and the ceiling rang, not with bells but names that sang. Low drums moved beneath the stone, like a heartbeat not her own. Her voice began in silver thread, soft enough to wake the dead. But when the second note was born, the statues answered, cracked and worn. No choir lived inside that place, only echoes wearing grace. Each harmony stole a memory, each melody demanded a fee. The walls grew tall, the air grew thin, 1,000 voices pulling in. She tried to stop, but every tone had already made her less alone. A sound too ancient to be controlled. Every statue opened wide and sang with all the ones who died. The nave awakened, black and bright, obsidian burning without light. The drums became a marching sea, dragging sound through history. Her voice returned but multiplied, no longer hers, no place to hide. One part cried, one part obeyed, one part learned why songs are made. The final statue turned its head and sang the words she never said. Not a curse, not a plea, but the truth of who she used to be. Obsidian, quiet, cold and deep, where stolen voices never sleep. She did not leave when dawn appeared. She only joined the note that everyone had feared. a fractured shell and heard a future start to swell. Low drums rolled beneath the land as if the earth could understand. Her voice rose soft then turned severe, a sound both distant and too near. Another answered from the ground, a buried choir without sound. The salt began to rearrange, drawing maps both fast and strange. Cities formed then broke apart, each one beating like a heart. Bending to her will, a throne of glass, a crown of rain, a world reborn through ancient pain. The rhythm shifted dry and deep, like something waking from its sleep. Bass moved under crystal lines, pulling truth from hidden signs. Her voice returned with sharper grace, no fear remaining in her face. She spoke the words the salt had kept, and every buried ocean wept. The final sign appeared too late, a circle closing around fate. She saw herself beneath the sea, long before the sea would be. Salt prophecy, cold and clear, written where no life draws near. She does not warn, she does not plead. She only reads what thirst has carved into the deep. Where the candles froze, past marble hands and faceless robes. No judge remained upon the throne, yet every seat still watched alone. The ceiling held a silver scale, suspended high, precise and pale. It weighed no coin, it weighed no crime, it weighed the fractures left by time. Her footsteps crossed the mirrored floor, each one revealing one truth more. 1,000 versions looked away, verdict, cold and clear, does not punish, does not spare. It only shows what we become when every hidden truth is finally heard. She worked beneath the violet rain, with silver needles made of pain. No fabric lay across her knees, only lives in memories. Each thread she pulled began to sing, a fragile, trembling, secret thing. Some were gold, some pale, some red. Some belonged to those long dead. Her hands moved slow, precise, divine, stitching wounds across the line, not healing what the world had torn, but changing how the scars were born. Pulse moved beneath the floor like footsteps near a hidden door. Ceremonial drums began to sway, mocking what she took away. Her voice was soft, almost unreal, a sound too sharp for flesh to feel. Another layer answered high, like thread pulled tight across the sky. The room around her gently bent, every seam becoming scent. Faces formed in woven air, watching from what wasn't there. Tear through what had been. Every thread burned into light, every name returned to night. The loom awakened wide and cold, turning futures into gold. Not one path but thousands more, spilling open on the floor. Changed, more fragile now, less like command, more like vow. Bass moved deep beneath the weave, a quiet force that would not leave. Her voice returned in broken silk, soft as ash and white as milk. She spoke no spell, she made no claim, she only stitched another name. The final thread refused her hand, moving by its own command. It curled around her heart and stayed a dead. No oracle it paid. That oracle, calm and still, keeper of the unseen will. She does not choose, she does not lie, she only sows the reason why. She danced inside the empty theater, where curtains moved without a wind. No crowd remained, no hands applauded, only dust where songs had been. a hidden promise. Each breath demanded sacrifice. The stage was built from vanished letters, love notes, contracts, broken pleas. A golden rope hung from the ceiling, swaying softly with the keys. Low drums rolled beneath the floorboards, slow and deep like buried hearts. Bass moved under cracked red velvet, pulling silence into parts. Her voice rose thin and bloomed in layers, soft at first, then cold and clear. Another voice replied behind her, singing words she feared to hear. The chandeliers began to tremble, candles bent in perfect lines. Every mirror in the balcony showed a different stolen life. Then came the falling velvet, white and red, a curtain closing on the dead. The rope became a line of fire, cutting truth from old desire. The rhythm shifted, tense and graceful, less like mourning, more like law. Her feet struck sparks from ancient timber, every step revealed a flaw. Her voice returned with sharper beauty, no more sorrow, no disguise. She sang as if the walls were listening, as if the room itself had eyes. The final bow was not surrender, not a prayer, not a command. The stage split open underneath her and offered up a silver head. Velvet guillotine, silent queen, cutting through what lies between. No blade was seen, no blood was spilled, but every false vow fell still.